I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put...
What is happening, guys? Rational Gig Driver is back with the very first ride along of 2024. I don't think I've done one all year, guys, and we're going to try to accomplish it today. We've got a beautiful sunny day. It's 3:24 in the afternoon. We're going to go for, I don't know, probably 6 to 8 hours. We're trying to make at least $200 today. That's our goal in the gig economy. Now, today, the question we're going to ask is it still rational to do gig work? Does it make sense anymore? Is it something that we should even be considering? Has it died? Where are we at? What's it like? Now, I'm going to go over a few things in this intro here to go over where things stand with Rational Gig Driver. Now, I've been doing a lot of gig work, okay, here in the last 30 days. I got back in. I went ahead. I said, I'm moving the bar. I'm getting into the platinum program. I've raised my acceptance rate to 81% using a combination of earn by time and earn by order and strategic pausing. But I got it up to 81%. And I'll tell you what, it's been horrible. I've been earning terribly, in my opinion, getting up there. But I wanted to get up because I needed to get Dash now. I've got a 100% completion rate. I've got a 4.90% customer rating. I'll tell you what, and my thoughts on that is earned by time. I'm going to give you thoughts as we're going throughout this process. This is going to be like a ride along / just talking, discussing, going over all things gig related. What's going on out here? What should you be doing? I've been using a combination of my brand new iPhone 15 Pro and my Z Fold, which I use is my main gig device. So that's the tools of the trade I've been using. I've kind of simplified things a bit. I kind of like to go through and try different setups and different things, but that's the setup we have right now, and that's what we're going to be using today. But the biggest thing for me right now is seeing if 81% makes a difference. I haven't been up at 81% in a very, very long time, probably since this time last year when I was getting ready to go on a cruise. And I said I needed to get up to top dasher. So it's kind of funny that I'm doing my first ride along of the year right now as we are about to run into June. Today might already be June. I think today is June. So we're June 1st. Now, I wish I was reporting that I was going on a cruise, but I'm not. No cruises, nothing like that going on this summer because we have another baby A on the way, right? So we will be welcoming Carson into the family in August. So right now, all preparations are being made towards that. Wife can't cruise. Wife really can't travel much. We just went through a high school graduation. We're preparing for our oldest to go to college. So a lot on the table right now. And that's what we're focusing on. So, unfortunately, there's nothing interesting in that regard to report. I thought, you know what? Let's come back out. Let's do this. Let's talk. This is going to be a long one, guys. I'm putting out a long one today. I don't care. I will edit it down some, but you're getting full Rational Gig Driver, and I'm coming for everybody in the gig community that I've been watching. No, I'm just kidding. It's nothing like that. We're not getting drama here. This is drama free. This is about gig work, right? We're going to talk about a lot of things. And the one that I'm going to put out, and it's going to show a day in the life of the Rational Gig Driver out here on a sunny day, Saturday, peak earning times, 81%, Sparks live, Uber's live, Grubhub's live, DoorDash is live, Instacart is live, Shift is live. We've got every opportunity we can to make money. Our goal is to make $200. Can we do it? Can we come out here and push it and do it? And we will find out. So anyways, with all of that said, let's get to work. So I wanted to start out here just before I go live on DoorDash. I wanted to show you that my ratings for today, 81%. There you can see them, 100%, 4.9, 92% on time, 134 deliveries in the last 30 days, and lifetime deliveries. I have not gotten one large order program yet. Remember, I am on large order program. I know that because it did not ask me to verify my bag. So I know I'm on it, but I haven't gotten one since I've been on there. So maybe the day will change that when I start recording. We'll see. how that goes, but I want to give you guys that perspective. So anyways, we're going to get started here and I'll be back. All right, guys. So we're back and we've got some action. We've had some action. We've gotten a whole slew of Uber orders that are just absolutely terrible. And by the way, there's an issue right now going on with the Maxymo app. It doesn't record the Uber orders. So a little disappointing on that because I like to be able to know that. It also isn't taking the screenshots either of the Uber orders. I don't know why, but apparently Uber blocked something from them being able to do it. So it's kind of made it almost, for me at least, not as good of a value. So it's one of those things where, you know, I don't know that I'm going to continue with the service if they don't get this back. I'll keep my eye on it, of course. But yeah, we just got like I said, we just got a Spark offer. Let's see here. And I was just putting actually the Maxymo online. That's what you guys heard there. $12 Spark shop for 2.2 miles. 7 items. And I'm actually down in a different area. I'm a little bit away from this Walmart. So that's why I'm not, if I was sitting in the Walmart parking lot, I'd consider it. But anyways, we're on the hunt. We're on the hunt for a decent order of some kind. We're up on all the apps. And you can see here, hold on here. Let's switch it up. There's my device there. And you can see we got the Sparks up. Ooh, $25. Now, this is one we might do. 31 items, South Cleveland Avenue. That's the only part is where it goes. But for $25, we might figure it out. Yeah, we might do that. I don't know. I'll take it under advisement here. See if anybody else grabs it up in the meantime. The problem here is you downtown, if you get a big order like that and there's nowhere to park and then you've got to figure out how to get the order delivered to the customer, and that can really cause a problem. But that's a really good one. It's a one drop off. Looks like somebody already snatched it up. No problem. No problems. In fact, I was considering going to go get tacos at a taco place right around the corner. Unless I get an order that's really going to be enticing. So anyways, with that said, guys, I'll be back. Either I'll tell you about lunch, or I'll tell you about the order we're going to be on or whatever. And we're going to be hunting. We're going to be on the hunt. So I'll see you soon. Have our first order of the day finally after a long wait. Now I missed the live because I was actually doing something on the phone when it popped through, and I just hit accept. So I did get a screenshot. I didn't have time to turn the camera on, but you can see $11. $11, 5.9 miles. So not bad. So we're going to go pick this up. The Outback is right down there. So we're going to go get this picked up, see how this order goes, and collect this $11 and see what they have in store for us next. We are at Outback. We are waiting on our order. That's where it's going to be coming out of. So I'll turn it around right. So let's talk for a minute, right? While we're waiting, why not, right? We'll see how this goes. Oh, here it comes. All right, guys, we are locked and loaded and ready to go. Whoa, holy cow. 50, okay, that's 20 stops. Another 20 stops. 55.86 on a 20 stop, 42 mile Spark, and a 40 mile $51 offer there. Neither of which we're going to consider at this point. So we're on an order. All right, guys, so we are heading down the road now. And I'm taking you with me. I'm going to talk with you as we drive. So,
turn left toward railway lane, then turn right. Turn right toward railway lane, then turn left.
We are,
turn left onto railway lane, then continue
can hear the
straight
directions
to stay
there.
on
Let me see if I
lane.
can turn off the directions here. We don't need all the damn noise. Read.
Continue straight to stay on railway lane.
So I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll just have to turn it down. Anyways, so we are 13 minutes away from our drop off. So let's talk. We're not going to talk maybe all 13 minutes, or maybe we will, and I'll have to decide what stays in and what doesn't. But as promised, I said I might leave everything in. Whenever I'm filming, I might put the whole thing in, just raw, uncut, maybe edit it a little bit with some visuals and some things to see. But anyways, let's talk. So one of the things, as you just heard, I had a $52 and a $51 spark order come in for 47 miles. You know, that's not even counting the miles I'd have to drive to that Walmart. So by the time you get done with it and the time on it, 20 stops, um, you're talking 47 miles, or 42 miles in this market with 3-minute miles. You're talking about potentially three hours for $50. Not going to do that. Never, 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 never. That's not a smart move at all. We're not doing 3 hours for $50. So I have never done one of those multi-drop spark orders. I know others have. Obviously, there's people that do them. I'm not one. It's this time of the afternoon when they come out. Spark will kind of slow up on the pickups, the pickups in the shops, and then it'll be probably around 5 to 6 in my area. Between 5 and 11, it picks up on the traditional pickups, the traditional shopping. On the DoorDash side here, my focus has adjusted as I've evolved as a driver to be more focused on what am I getting paid per mile? Because that to me is what really counts. That's how you're going to make your money. And that's at the end of the day, everything ties into the miles to money. I mean, it really does. If your miles to money is high enough, you're going to make enough per minute. You're going to make enough per hour. If you're taking good miles to money, it kind of just encompasses all of the different things you want to be looking at. So find a good miles to money order, hit accept, go fulfill it. Now on shops, you do have to consider the store. You have to consider the items. You have to consider the item count. I mean, those are things that you are going to have to take into account if you're doing a shop and deliver, because while it wouldn't take much time to do a 2-mile, 170 item shop, it certainly could take 4 hours to do it. And you want to make sure you're getting priced accordingly to make sure you're getting compensated for the time of the shop, the labor of the shop, the amount of lifting and heavy lifting you're going to have to do, because that's all going to take time. It's all going to take effort. And that's just all something you want to make sure is being accounted for in the offer. I mean, that's just, that just makes sense. You don't want to be sitting there accepting orders that, while, hey, you're getting paid $4 a mile, but you're spending an hour on that $4 a mile. That's incongruent to the aspect of time. And time is the second most valuable thing. First is miles, because the miles on your car dictate whether or not you will be able to drive and do orders. So you can have all the time in the world to do it, but if you don't have a car, if your car breaks down, if you don't have the money to repair it and do the extra maintenance that comes along with the extra miles you're going to have to drive when you're making money with your car. So miles to money is the most important thing, and then time value is the second most important thing. And that's more or less for you to be able to try to optimize your decision-making process when you're choosing the orders. What miles to money do you need to be at in order to receive a certain amount per hour, and how are those shaping up for you? And then just blending it together. More than ever, I've been vindicated. Years ago, obviously, months ago, last year this time, I was saying I literally predicted exactly the state of the gig economy, exactly what it would be. And that's because we're starting to really start to see a more mature market, a more mature apps where they filled the slots. And now there's more drivers available to drive than there is orders out here in our community. And as a result, the apps are now being able to fully take advantage of it. The gig apps kind of operate almost, it's like a reverse Ponzi scheme in the sense that they're paying out money. They're the ones paying the money. So they paid out a bunch of money to drivers to get you to come in at the beginning, to get people to adopt the apps. And then that money that they paid the drivers, that got people in, now they're going to get that back. And they're going to get that back by underpaying a lot of drivers now who've entered the market because of the marketing that they've put forward, because of the appearance that, hey, everybody's out here making money in the gig economy. So now when they were paying people $3, $4, $5, $10 a mile even, and and again, the pandemic helped with that, but you were getting paid a lot of money, and now they've reversed it and flipped it. And now DoorDash has optimized their programming, and most markets are mature enough now to have the earn by time and the earn by order. And that's going to allow them. There was a video I was watching, and the video, the creator was lamenting about, well, why do they block you out from earn by time? And it's like, the answer is exactly what I said earlier, where I got a lot of heat in my comments on it. But the bottom line is they block you out because if they let you do full earn by time, in other words, they let everybody come on and choose, and they didn't put a limit, then yeah, you'd be making a lot of money. It would be a loss. That's why I played the clip of Tony Hsiu getting questioned by a news reporter who is like, yeah, you're paying people $13, $14, $15 an hour. How are you affording to do this? That's crazy. And he said, well, we're doing it because we're using the AI to help us match orders together. And what they're doing is they're using the AI to help figure out the orders that belong on that, and the orders that are, hey, you got a $12, $15 tip. Well, that order is great for earn by offer. Find a driver who will take it. Add a $2 base pay and you got $17. You got a long haul. Now, should that driver have been paid more for base pay? Should they? Of course. But now DoorDash has made money on that driver off of the tip. They've essentially been able to use the tip to finance that longer distance under tipped order that they're going to need to get out the door. So whatever should have been paid based on the time money system, time, miles, complexity of order, physical labor of order, whatever that should have been beyond the $2, and it should have been something that, because they flatlined it at $2. And we know, look, there's ones that I've been on that are 13 miles, and I get $2 flat. But the tip was $20, so I'm getting $22. And in DoorDash's eyes, that's fine, because they should have paid me like Uber would have paid me the other day. I got it on an Uber order, and they paid me what was it? $9.87 to go on a 15-mile journey. They probably should have paid me a lot more, like Grubhub used to pay. Would have paid $20 base pay on that a long time ago. But anyways, DoorDash would have paid $2. So they would have confiscated the $7, to which they can then say, okay, now we're going to flip it. We have a $2 tip that needs to go 8 miles. But the $2 tip will not get you 8 miles, and the $2 base pay will not get that 8 miles done. So add 5 to that. Now you have 9 for 8. Throw it in the earn by time model, and that driver will now should earn if they optimize it right and the driver goes. But we know we'll never earn more than 13. But that driver is going to be wanting to, be incentivized to deliver fast and deliver quick to get to that next order and try to get tips coming in. So they throw it in, and now you have a $9 payout with $7 on base pay and $2 on tip. It's a mirrored order. It's the $7 from the driver who got 2 and 15 or 2 and 20. It doesn't really matter what the tip is, because they were able to match it up, and the driver on the earn by order looked at it and said, oh, that's worth my time. That's a big tip. Look at me. That's what they're doing with it. So it's not, we can't say they're stealing tips, because they're not necessarily stealing tips. But what they aren't doing is they are not being required to pay out a consistent fare for every order like they should be. It would be like a taxi cab company who says, we're just going to pay our drivers whatever we want. based on whatever we want to use the tips to offset, and we just need to get the driver to say yes. And that's not how it should function. So gig work, the more I look at it, it's clearly not a functional market at this point. It's not a fair market. It's underhanded, dirty, sneaky market. Some people get highly emotional about it, but it's a market that one at this point can use and try to use it to their advantage by using multiple apps. So you're trying to find those unicorn orders, but it's becoming harder. It's becoming harder because on DoorDash, everybody, they now have places to put orders. They don't have to bid them up. DoorDash will never be subject to a, no tip, no trip again, because on the earn by order side, they're just throw everything over to an earn by time if they had to. And earn by time is where they're going to put all the long haul orders with low tips, and they're going to throw them on that side, and they're going to try to take the big tip orders, the bigger ones, and put them on the earn by order. And you're going to sit over there. And if you're on earn by order, you're going to sit for a while. You're going to sit and have to wait, or you're going to get a $4 for 1 mile order or a $5 for 1 mile order, and they're going to give you those. And you're going to live on smaller orders. You're going to get used to living on what they feed you. And again, it's not right. It's a misuse of AI, and it's something that we have to, as a society, decide: should we allow AI to exploit workers or enhance workers? Should AI be something that we are that makes us better, that helps to create the very thing that they're claiming they wanted to create in the first place, and that was a marketplace that allows for AI to reduce the friction between consumer and driver, consumer and restaurant, and pricing, and being able to get orders delivered and orders to a customer, and understanding, driver A is over here, what should the price be? And they can figure it out and say, all right, here it is. This is the price. But what they should be doing is just saying, driver A agrees to work at this pricing scheme. So much per mile, so much per minute. And wherever that driver's at, if you're going to be asked to go to McDonald's to go pick up the order, you're going to get told this is the amount of money that this order would be from your current position. You go to McDonald's, pick it up, and go to the customer. And there's a projected tip of X. And it matches you as the best driver. And the whole point of this system was to say, we are matching up the best drivers with the best orders to help restaurants save the logistical concerns of how do we pay. We don't want to overpay a driver. We don't want to have to sit there and pay a driver an hourly wage when we don't need them. So only when we need them, and we're finding the driver that's out there waiting on an order, positioned well, and then that driver will get activated. Instead, what DoorDash has done is they've said, well, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to turn AI into finding, how can we find the stupidest driver, the absolute dumbest driver out on the road to take the lowest paying order and give us everything they should be getting. Now, of course, DoorDash is entitled to a fee, and they're entitled to money. They're entitled to compensation for the services they're providing drivers and restaurants and customers. But that's all they're entitled to. It's not the entirety of the amount of money. And that's what they've worked out a system to be able to do that. And then at the same point, take this system that they have of AI decision making and hone it in, develop it, and then potentially deliver it to other businesses who can implement it into their business and figure out how can we exploit workers and a workforce into doing our bidding. All right, so is this a street? There's a little side road in case you pass it. 2 white cars out front. Okay. Please don't ring the doorbell. Oh, right there. Okay, 2 white cars out front. There it is. Yeah, there is a little side road. Interesting. Wow. All right, guys. So we just did that delivery. $9 tip, $2 payout. And we are headed back on the road. And now we're going to figure out where we're going to go next. So we got to figure that out. I got to log this, of course. Let's see here. So I just got a little lost coming out of this development here. I had to make a U-turn to get back on the road. So we're going to go get a bite to eat. I'm hungry. I need to cure that issue. You're back. It is time. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I think I got a screenshot of it, hopefully. But I went to Chipotle actually. Now I'm in war. Actually, no, I didn't get a screenshot. Sorry. I'm at war with Chipotle, kind of, in a sense, right now because of their policies in regards to their vinaigrette dressing and various different things, at least in my area. So I am no longer going to Chipotle's in my area for personal consumption. I even have limited my business on picking up DoorDash orders unless it's a really good payout because I don't want to help them out. So as a result, this was a little treat to be able to eat at Chipotle. But as soon as I got done, I turned on my DoorDash app. Lo and behold, $9.50 6-mile order going in the direction I was going to be going anyways. So I'm always happy when that happens. So I said, heck yes. I just literally turned back around and went back, and the young lady that put together my delicious salad handed me the order. And I said, okay, thank you very much. And we're on the way now. So we got a 7-minute ride to the customer. And then we're going to pick up our $9.50. This will put us at $20.50 for the day. So not too bad. We kind of split it up, but inside the first hour, we ended up making $20 with a food stop in between. So I'll take that. That's a good start to the day. Let's see if we can keep it up. Again, we're on the hunt for big, large, nice, juicy orders, but we're taking decent paying, well structured miles to money with really good shopping pays on Sparks, if that's what we need to take. Anyways, I'll be back, guys, as soon as we get to the drop-off. Talk to you soon. All right, everybody. We are back with an update, and I wanted to go over it with you guys because, well, let's just say it's not been a great day so far. All right. So let's recap where we're at. We did successfully get lunch, as I mentioned, after the lunch break. Well, my God. Just seems like a normal day in the gig economy. I got a $21 Red Lobster roll, which I thought, okay, I'll take that. Got into Red Lobster, and there was literally probably about 5 dashers there, and they told me probably looking at a 20 to 30 minute wait. The problem was with this Red Lobster order is it was going to be going about 20 minutes away. So I had time to figure it out. So I used a worry-free cancel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's something new DoorDash has brought in. I love it. You wait 10 minutes, you get a worry-free cancel. Well, I did that and essentially waited quite a bit of time for my next offer. Well, I ended up getting a $20.50 BJ's Brewhouse order, which I delivered a short time ago. That order I delivered, and so far, since then, I've been waiting. It's now going on, let's see here, how long since our last order? So, it's been going now about 24 minutes since our last order. So, not great. So we started at 358, went 358 to 429 on the first order, ate lunch, got an order at 503, which brought me back to where I was in position to go, restaurant row as I call it. and then didn't get an order from 517 to 628. And now it's 6:53 and we're on another 20-minute extender. Now, I'm probably going to exit this market and head down to my home market, where I do believe that market is a little bit better for getting orders. But not a great day. Not a great day at all. It's just the typical days I've been having. My acceptance rate is now down to 80%. I did turn one down. I'm just sitting. I'm sitting at a high acceptance rate and I'm not getting any offers. I'm getting Spark offers. I'm getting Uber offers. In fact, as soon as I accepted the $20 DoorDash offer, it's as if Uber knew I was hired by DoorDash. So they're like, here we go. Let's fire off. It looks like I must have missed while I was talking. I didn't even see, nothing even came in. I don't know. Apparently an order must have come in because my dasher's paused. That's weird. Anyways. But as soon as it knew I was on with DoorDash, I got a $22 stack. I got, going the opposite direction. Not even in the direction that I could have made it. In fact, the $22 stack, the first pickup was at BJ's. But obviously, I can't take a $22 stack when I don't know. It looks like we're getting an order from Red Lobster, $20.25. Ooh la la. All right. Now that's what I'm talking about. 2025 plus. Maybe we have our first catering bag order. Could that be? Could we have a catering bag order? It looks like we could. We've got Surf and Turf, Maine Lobster, Ultimate Feast, macaroni and cheese, twin Maine lobster tails, and a bacon cheeseburger. So, all right. I'm all for it, man. Let's do it. Let's get it done. We need it. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and go to Red Lobster again and give it another try and see if Red Lobster will redeem itself. But, hey, that happened live while we're on. So I'll see you guys at Red Lobster. I'll keep you guys updated as we go. But like I said, it's tough out here. This is a day in the life, man. It's not easy anymore. It's a grind. It's not gonna, if you're gonna do this full time and try to grind out your bills, you've got to set aside a lot of time. And that's the problem sometimes, at least with me. I don't always have, I'll have time to work, but that doesn't always mean that the apps are going to send me something. And even if I were to choose, I've experimented a little bit and I said, okay, that's fine. Hit accept like a less than premium order, accept $1 a mile order. Let's see where it goes. And where it goes is it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting something else next. It just means you've just driven $1 a mile and then you've driven 5 miles back. And now you're sitting there and you've made $8 for 8 miles and you're no better off. We're very saturated right now. Dashers are, there's more dashers out here. Like I was saying earlier, there's more dashers out here than there are orders. So you've got to up it up with other apps. If this happens to be a catering bag required order, this will be the first one I've gotten in months. Believe it or not. Let's see here. Uber is sending us something. Like I said, they tend to like to do that. $5.08, 8 miles. And it's a trip radar. So we're going to, they're offering it to us now. Turn that down. So, that's what it is, guys. So you got to stay positive. I definitely do not believe I am changing my opinion on whether or not this is, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what, can it be done? Yes, anything can be done. Is this a really good opportunity to be a sole income provider? In other words, your situation is you're just a sole provider. Can it be done? You don't have kids, you're young, you're looking for something. It's a bridge, it's a gap, it's a way to make money, to get somewhere else. It's a way, again, I'm funding various different ventures now that I'm involved with using the gig funds. My wife is, I'm lucky enough to have my wife who can provide the benefits, and she's working as well. So I don't have to worry about pulling gig funds for benefits because she's able to do that for the family. So, it fits in some ways. It's your plus one job, right? It's not your main job, though. I would caution the idea that you would say, let me drop into the gig world, because it's not able to be stable in terms of it's hard to predict. I mean, even when you try to collect data, you can't predict because they're changing it all the time. And every single dasher, I mean, to be honest with you, every single dasher has their own market on their phone. And it's so how you interact with it, what you're seeing, the programs you're seeing, whether you're in the beta program or you're in their regular program, I go into a different market and I watch my DoorDash app literally load a different program in. So you go into a different market that doesn't have the tier system, you're getting a totally different experience with the DoorDash app. So what you remember or what you had a year ago, any data you've collected on it, absolutely really has limited bearing. But anyways, I'm going to run in here, guys. We are at Red Lobster. I'm going to stop rambling on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys. So we're back. I got you guys in the driving seat, and we are going to go drive this. Now, it did require me to take a picture of my catering bag. So this is, I guess, I know it's over $100 based on what I see on there. It's got to be. I mean, there's no way in the world. An Ultimate Feast, Twin Lobster Tails. I mean, these are the Twin Lobster Tails alone are. Hold on. YouTube video I was listening to came back on. Sorry about that, guys. It's gotta be well over 100. So we'll see what the payout is. But look, as we were talking on the way over here, gig work is challenging today. And
Turn left onto Wessel Boulevard.
I stand by the idea that I have had for a while that if you're going to do this in most markets full time, you got to have multiple apps. Obviously, there are exceptions. There are big markets. It's like everything is market sensitive in terms of, and when I'm talking about market, I'm talking about just volume. But I think DoorDash's goal is to throttle everyone to a certain extent. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you claim. I don't care if you come in my comments and say, "Oh, I'm making X." You won't. Over time, they're going to bring you down to what they want you to make. And that's the purpose of the AI that is embedded in these apps, is to be able to regulate your income over time and figure out, all it's doing is trying to figure out, well, how do we get you to do what we want you to do? In eventually getting to the pay we want you to be at. That's it. It's that simple. I know it's hard for some people to believe that, but it's true. I mean, that's what the whole idea is. Now, I'm not saying they're trying to get you to make nothing, because that's ridiculous. They know that, but they're not. The goal in food delivery here, DoorDash has been pretty transparent, and they have, in my area, it's to make you about between $18 and $20 an hour for the time you're out. And then it's about $25 active time. And that comes out to about 25 active time. If you reach DoorDash's goal of between 25 and 30, and Tony Xu has said it, $25 to $30 is the goal for active time for Dashers. So if you apply their own math, and you can take the metrics and apply the metrics to figure out what it is that they want you to do, what it is that they want you to earn. I got to turn that off. It keeps flipping me out. I don't have any reason to even have that on right now. All right, there we go. Stop interrupting. But obviously DoorDash tells you they expect you to accept 70% of the orders. And what that essentially means is you can take that to mean 70% of the time that you're on the app, you're going to be working. That's what they expect you to do, right? 70% of the time you're going to work. They expect that around 30% of the time you're going to be not working because you won't be accepting orders. You'll be trying to find orders. That would be attributed to dash time. Actively, you'll be active as much as you're accepting. So that would be 70% of the time. So take 70% of $25, $25 to $30. And if you do that on a calculator, that's $17.50 an hour. If you do 70% of 30, that's $21 an hour. So that's where I say they're expecting you to be somewhere in that range. Now move it up a little bit. If you're accepting more, there's potential you'll make more if you have access to more programs. So, but you're going to probably fall somewhere in the range of between, like I said, $17 to $21 regular time. And that is the truth, whether someone shows it or not. And until somebody takes one of my sheets, uses it for a month, and then comes back and says, this is what I made, I'm not going to believe you. I have the way to track. Download them. I attach them into every video that I put up on this channel. And that is the only way I will believe what you say. Don't show me your active time. Don't show me your dash printout. Don't tell me, oh, I think I did this, or I think I drove this amount. Track yourself and then come back and show me. If more people use these sheets, I use them. I'm not promoting them anymore on here because you know what? It's to each his own. But I do it for the simple fact that I want to be able to know what I'm working at. I want to be able to understand my numbers. I want to be able to know what I'm putting in and what I'm taking out, and whether or not it's still something that's worth it for me. And what I've found is when I'm working multiple apps, I will make anywhere from about 18, 17, probably 17.50, depending on time of day, to about $21 an hour. Sometimes a little bit more. Sometimes it might be, I've had days where I've made 30, but that's not consistent. I'm talking consistent. If you look at my yearly right now, which I haven't updated for the month of May, but I updated all the way through the month of April, I was making about $20 and some change per hour on active time, and I was making about $29 and some change, or not active time, dash time or overall time or time out while I'm searching for orders, and I was making about 29 and some change for the average for the year for active time I was actively delivering on orders. And that required me to have Spark involved, that DoorDash involved, Uber involved, Grubhub involved, to have a complete menu of options for myself. And with DoorDash, pretty much for the most part of 2024, they removed, I don't know where it went. I don't know why I didn't get them. I don't know if it was, what it was. I may have exited the program. I don't know, because I know I had a couple of months where I wasn't active as much on the platform. But I pretty much, I say I lost large order program because I didn't get any more large orders. They were few and far between. Now, last year I was going through and looking, and I was making good money on the large order program. I was making, close to $2,000, a little over $2,000 a month was DoorDash earnings, whereas this year it's closer to between probably about $1,200. And some of that's because I've chosen I've been working Spark and Uber more and other apps, but that's only because I've had to, because DoorDash hasn't sent me the quality orders that they did last year, because I hit accept when the orders make sense, or I turn the app off. The other issue, of course, I believe I attributed to is I started doing earn by time to try to get my acceptance rate up. And I've noticed earn by time starts to pull you down towards the earn by time amount that you see on your screen. A lot of people got passionate about that and said, you're wrong, you're giving misinformation. I'm not giving misinformation. You're giving misinformation because you're not tracking it, because you have no clue what you're actually making. You're probably looking at active time, and you're still seeing a number much higher than what it is that you're actually working within your hours that you're out. Again, prove me wrong. Download one of my sheets, email it to me and say, Rational Gig Driver, Dad Dash, you're full of shit. And if you send me the data, I'll believe it. Until you show up in my comments and you just make some stupid ass comment, some irrational comment in my comment, claiming that you do this or you do that. Oh, you're never going to believe me. You're right. I don't believe you, because you're full of shit. Because, and it's not necessarily that you're intentionally full of shit. You're full of shit because you don't have the numbers in front of you, you don't even know what you're really making. And you're biased and you're figuring it out on a calculator and well, I think I probably worked, let's see, dash time. Well, probably what I was probably out from, no, until you put it on paper, until you put it in and you document it and you count the minutes, you're not going to know what you're really making. You're not going to know what you're really driving. You're not going to know what your dead miles are. You're not going to know what your wait time is on an order. You could figure all those things out and you see how good or how bad your market really is and how good of a driver or how bad of a driver you're doing. And you can test it out by saying, let me just take one app out today. I mean, one of the things you can do is say, all right, I'm just going to drive for DoorDash today and take the sheet out and say, I'm just going to drive for DoorDash, earn by order, and do it all day long. Do it for 12 hours and see what I make and see how much you make. And then go out the next day and say, I'm going to do earn by time. I'm turning it on. I'm going to follow all of the earn by time guidelines. 1 decline an hour, and I'm going to just drive aimlessly. And I'm going to accept the orders that they send on my screen and see where you're at and prove me wrong. Don't come up in my comments telling me, oh yeah, you got this or got that, but you got no data to back it up. Okay. And you got to have data to back it up. You've got to be collecting that data, and that's so you can make decisions on what program is best for you or isn't, what app is best for you and isn't. I already know more likely than not, there would be no way that I could go out and work just Uber or just Grubhub in my market. At least I don't feel I could. I have to have I have to have an assortment of apps. Otherwise, I'd be sitting in a parking lot all day long. It's not even the fact that I don't get a selection. I don't get a selection of orders from them because I might get 1 or 2 offers an hour. And chances are, they're either going like Grubhub. I might get 1 or 2 offers an hour, and then they're like crazy. They're out there, they're sending me 20 miles into the next state where I'm not even active. It's not even my market or my territory. And you'd like to think, well, Grubhub would have maybe they have an offer for you ready to go up there. They don't. I've done it before. I tested it out. I've been in multiple states. I've worked in, I've worked in Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania. I've worked in, 4 different states. I guess I've worked in Ohio. So I've been all around with DoorDash, and out seeing what it's like. And that's the nice part about DoorDash. You can take it with your Spark as well. But the bottom line is they're going to send you out. They're going to screw you around, to a degree, but it's also just a matter of order flow. It's a matter of how many orders do they have. And again, since we're independent contractors, they're only required to pay me when they need my services. If they don't need my services, they're not required to even worry about time I'm sitting in a parking lot. That's me. I'm required to do that. That's why multi-apping makes the most sense. And if you're living in a market that you can do that, all right, I'm going to pause everything, guys. Definitely, this was a large order program. No question about it. We had a payout, and I'm going to enter this on my sheet right now. $2.50 base pay, $39.41 for a total of $41.91. So hats off to this customer and hats off to DoorDash. That's the first one I've had in a very, very long time like that. So very nice to have it, because basically with that order, we doubled our earnings. We went from $41 to $82. We literally doubled our earnings for the day on DoorDash. So incredible. Incredible. Looks like Spark's jumping in with some action here. But anyways, shows you that you need DoorDash to a degree. You need the large order program. You need all these programs. But, with the way DoorDash wants you to work, they're going to make you take, 70% of the order. So they're going to be able to know, like the next order, I can already anticipate the next offer I'm going to get is going to be low. We already know that. because they just gave me $41. They gave me 2 hours of pay. So now they're going to do one of two things. They're going to park me, or they're going to, and let me wait for a while, or they're going to give me something that's going to be of distance so that I get out of the market. I handle an out of market order for them and go out of the market. And then, I make back up some of that time. They have some back end time. They know that. The computer knows that. So that's what I can anticipate is going to happen. But, that was a godsend to get that right now. I need that big time. As you know, our goal was $200 today, and we were sitting at $40, and it's $7.50 in the evening right now. So we got a long way to go to hit $200. Now, a couple of those we don't. We get 3 more $40 orders and we're on our way, right? I mean, we're there. But will we? Probably not. You never know, though. I mean, you can get back to backs. Now I've got to head back. You got to head back in a direction where you can be in a position to get orders like that. So it's nice when you do, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what DoorDash sends our way. Now I got to turn Uber back on too, because Uber Eats, don't sleep on Uber. You got to sort through a lot of garbage on Uber. But they will send out. I had a $60 order one night, and in this market up here, they show you, or at least they were. I think they've gone back to hiding them. But here we go. I was just talking about it, but I'm definitely not taking this. $19.21, Chili's Bar and Grill. But it's 2 deliveries going 23.6 miles. So that's not doable at all, unfortunately. But, anyways, that's where we're at. So I told you today's going to be a long video. This is going to be akin to like a live that I'm going to stream together. If you're with me, hit thumbs up right now in the chat, or not in the chat, in the comments section. Let me know you're with Rational Gig Driver. I'm hitting you with some truth. I'm hitting you with some real stuff. That's what this is about. This is about being a rational driver out here. This is about dealing with reality, dealing with your numbers, and you may not like it. A lot of people don't like it. They don't like when you get hit with the responsibility of running your own deal. And a lot of people don't like that. Well, I'll blame the apps. Well, yeah, the apps are basically a computer system. It would be like McDonald's blaming its cash register and saying, you're not bringing me customers to ring up customers. Well, you know what? No, you need to go out and figure out how you're going to bring the customers to you, right? You've got to go out, and however you're doing it, whoever's handling your marketing, and we just got an offer that I don't like, $8 for 6.3 miles. Actually, and again, as I said, it wants me to head down 6 miles down the road, right? 6 miles down the road away. So there it is. That's what I said they were going to do. They're going to try to get some of that time on the back end back by sending you on a long journey. So now it's my job to either wait it out. So if I'm on one app right now, what you got to understand is I'm going to either have to wait it out. Oh, here we go. Let's see what we got. We got some action on Spark. There's a shop over here, 8 miles. Unit 2A. I'm not feeling that too much. Anyways, I'm either going to have to wait it out, or I'm going to have to find another app, or, again, figure out what I'm going to do. All right. So, you just got to figure it all out. You got to figure it all out. And, you got to figure out how you're going to earn. You've got to recognize the moments when the app is going to try to slow you down. And that's when you utilize that second app. Now we got an offer from Chick-fil-A coming in. And hold on here. It's loading them. It's bad. All right. So Chick-fil-A, which is right around the corner here, 625 plus. All right. We might go do that. I think we're going to go do that one. Fine. We'll do that one. Oh, is it going to let me accept it? There it is. It did let me accept it. So I'm going to have to go up a little bit. It will not let me U-turn here, unfortunately. So we went ahead and accepted a 625 plus Chick-fil-A. This is a new Chick-fil-A. This is a new one. So, you know, I've really never dealt with this one before. So I don't know how they do. I don't know how they do on their orders. I don't know if they're going to have a really good setup or not. We're going to find out. We're going to go in. We're going to find out. This is actually, this one recently opened, and it's 2 miles up the road. So of course that's already been factored in because it offered it to me knowing I was going to have to turn around. Although DoorDash's mapping system wants me to come all the way up here, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it right here. I probably am not supposed to do that. I don't know. It didn't say no U-turn. It said no U-turn over here. So we're going to hope if any law enforcement was watching that I did something, that was an okay U-turn. I didn't see a sign. It wasn't. You know, you see up here, there's that sign over there. So I feel pretty strongly that I'm okay with doing that. But anyways, I don't know. I've seen a lot of the plus signs now. I've concluded the plus sign, unless you're on a large order program, like for instance, this plus sign for the 2025 turned into a $41 order. You know, all right. I told you I knew that was a big ass order. I mean, just looking at it, I don't know where the catering bag was, but maybe they're not putting them up anymore. I don't know. Like I said, I did not have to take a picture of a catering bag. They know I have a catering bag. All right, my wife is actually calling. All right, guys, so I'm going to cut this video off now. I'll be back to talk to you soon. All right, guys. So we're back and we're driving still, and we got the Chick-fil-A order done. So I'll show you the mechanics of that if I can. Hopefully I'll edit it into this video here. I'll show you what the payout was, $6.50. So 25-cent hiding an order. What did I tell you? I said I thought that sounded like they were trying to hide. That seemed like a hidden order, or an order where they hide the tip for the purposes of wanting to make you wait, or not make you wait, but wanting to induce you to wait. And that's what I had said, that I had found that a lot of the orders that I was getting that had plus signs were maybe an extra 25 cents, an extra 50 cents, very little actual, very little of significant increases, because I believe that that's what that was rolled out for in the beginning. And it was meant to try to entice dashers to stay, because they'd be like, oh, well, I might have a big ass payout. And here we go. I just got an offer from DoorDash, 525, 5.6 miles. We're turning that one down. So another hit to the acceptance rate, on that. So there we go. It is what it is. But we're turning this around now, and I'll face you guys inside the car now. Hold on. All right, there we are. So anyways, as I was saying, the acceptance rate, or the completion rate, I believe it was a remedy to try to ensure that dashers are going to wait, and wait out these orders and not give up on them too soon by saying, oh, well, there's a plus sign here, so you don't got to pay the dasher to wait. The dasher just thinks, well, I'm getting extra. And again, it's another example of the way they make you gamble. So anyways, we're sitting at $89. Obviously a long way, $89.41. So good time to just kind of take stock at where we're at. This is what I like to do. It's about 8:30. We need to get a feel for what's happening here. So let's go here. Give me a moment. So let's get an idea here, right? So 358, we're going to put in, to be fair, because I did stop the clock and go to Chipotle. Hold on here. DoorDash is sending us an order. Give me a moment. All right. So DoorDash is sending us a 5-item shop for Martin's. Woo, we're going to be turning down a lot. Now they have this tag that's high priority. It ain't high, or as high paying. Yeah, it is in terms of miles, but to go into Martin's for 5 items and get out of your car and do that for $9, I'm not going to do that right now. This is dinner time. I'll go ahead and take another hit on the acceptance rate. Actually, acceptance rate didn't go down on that one. Oh, here we go. Silk Thai Restaurant, 7.1 miles. We will accept that. 1528. That's going to be potentially an order that will go up. So there we have it. So we will pause our dash. But anyways, before we go do that order, let's just take stock right now of where we're at, as I was doing. And we'll do that real quick, and then we're going to pick up this order, 429. So we'll put that in, 429. All right. And then 503 to 820. All right. So that puts us at 44.71 hourly rate for deliveries. Oh, now they're adding an extra order here. Buffalo Wild Wings for 869. 6.6 miles. Oh man. Yeah. That's a lot of extra miles actually. No, we're not doing that. Sorry. Mm-mm. It's like 13 miles in total. No, we're not going to do that. We'll see if they want to send me something else, right? We'll see if they want to send me something else. So let's just see here. And Sparks popping off now. Must be that time of the hour. 14:29. Have some shops in here. 12:06, 18:18. That's a 27.90. Nope. All right, we're not going to do much. All right. So, anyways, looking at this, so our Chili's. Let's see what they got for us. DoorDash sneaking an order in. I didn't realize I still had that on. $6, 2.4 miles. Nah, we're not going to do that. We got a nice Uber order right now. So anyways, 23.53 is our average order value. So we're way up there, as I said, and it's not surprising now that DoorDash is coming at me with smaller orders. They've made me wait a little bit, but we cured it because we have this Uber order that's coming in, which I believe will be part. Let's check out the Uber order. 5 items, so potential nice tip, and up here, a lot of these Uber orders will turn into really nice tips. So, again, Uber already tried to add to it with $8. Maybe I should have done it. Would you have done it for 6 miles? But it's 6 miles going in a totally different direction away from where I'm going to go. So they were going to take me over here, and then they were going to put me back over here. And where they were going to leave me isn't going to be in a good spot for me to go get orders. I don't necessarily want to be over there. So, we'll see if they come up with something else. But anyways, now, one of the stories of the night, again, I told you about this. Average wait time right now tonight, 22 minutes. And I have felt that. My average wait time to get an order tonight has been 22 minutes. Now, we defied that this time, but that's what we've been looking at. Again, I told you, we went through a brutal time. Now, remember, we did accept an order in there that is not being counted because we had accepted the Red Lobster order, as I said, that we accepted the Red Lobster order and then got out of it. That was one that was like earlier in the evening. And then we waited a while after that. So, and I needed to turn the camera back around, get into a safe driving position. I don't like to be filming that way. So let's do that. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So we're back. I apologize. I turned that off. I'll edit the turn off out. I can just kind of edit past that, I believe, and connect it. You guys will probably not even realize it, but yeah, it went black for a minute. But so that's how we look at that. Oh look, I got my monthly recap here on YouTube. But one of the things that you gotta take into account when you're looking at your night like that is, I want to see, okay, I want to get to $200. So how long is it going to take me? I'm earning about $23 an hour. Do I believe that that's going to keep up? I don't know. It might. But right now, it is still peak time. But we know when it gets around 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'm not going to be earning at $23 an hour, more likely than not. And it's going to slow down immensely. And you're going to probably I'm gonna have to make a decision on what I want to do and where I want to go, and I'm gonna leave this market and go to a different market because that's what you do, or at least that's what I do. I don't particularly like to be up in this particular market um at night. It's just I don't know it. I don't like it. It's not my home market. I prefer to be closer to my house. Anyways, so we're here, guys. We pulled in. There's the restaurant right over there. So here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and turn you off, and then we're gonna go in the restaurant. I'm gonna go in the restaurant and go pick this thing up. So, and we'll go from there. Oh, they're adding something else, and it's a shitty one. $4.85, 5 miles. Taco Bell right up the way over my shoulder. We're not even considering that. So Uber's got to come with something better than that if they want me to hit the accept button, because I'm not gonna. I like where this order is dropping me off, and I'm sure as hell not going to go for less than $1 a mile, even though they're going to try to clean it up. I don't need to. So, anyways, we're going to figure it out. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. Rational Gig Driver here. So, a little bit of a less traditional ride along today than than normal. It wasn't show you drop offs and show you stuff. This was a talk along. This was a let's talk. It's been a while, and if you made it all the way through to now, you're going to get to find out how we did. Remember, we came out here today with a $200 goal. So since we talked last, we've done a few orders. I'm going to go over them right now in my trusty gig computer here. And we're going to go over what the final results look like. Now, I believe the last time we talked, we were on an Uber order, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm pretty certain. And we had accepted a $15.28 Uber order. Which did not end up being more. We got paid that out. After that, we had, again, the theme of the day was waiting. We ended up waiting 43 minutes until our next order, which turned out to be a $11.50 Buffalo Wild Wing order. Now I'll kind of couch this in the idea that basically, that was legit waiting. After that, I decided to place an order with Buffalo Wild Wings, and at the same time accepted a BJ's, which is right around the corner from Buffalo Wild Wings, order for $6.25 plus. Now we ended up getting paid $7.50 on the BJ's order, which turned out to be our final order. I also got a $7 plus while I was there, but it was delivering to a hotel that I really did not feel safe going to. I just don't like it. That's all I'll say about it. Out of respect, I won't say what hotel it is, but it's a particular hotel that is just not, in my opinion, you don't go there at night. It's very dark. It's just not a place to go. So luckily, I'd accepted the order, and then I saw where it was going, and I realized where it was going, and that my first order was ready, the $6.25 plus, which was going in a direction I was okay with. So I went ahead and hit, that I got the order, and then I had to wait a while on the other one. And I was still contemplating, do I want to just take a chance and go down there, or what do I want to do? And then it popped up and said, you can get out of the order. You've been waiting a while. So I took that as a sign, and I got out of the order and went and delivered a $6.25 order, which turned into $7.50. Now, the extra time I had to wait on it killed the value of that order, unfortunately, but the miles were still okay on it, at least based on offered miles. But anyways, getting into the day as a whole, remember earlier at one point today, we were at $23 an hour total time, and $40 plus an hour total time or active time. Things disintegrated a little bit towards the end. Now, we only drove 89 total miles today. We made 123.69. So we didn't hit our $200 goal. Far too much waiting. Our average delivery value, so if you look at the old active time, when old Pedro shows you on his phone, he'll show you the DoorDash active time. Yeah, we made $37.29. It was really, really good. Total offered miles, 49.4. We accepted at $2.04 a mile. But we had dead miles galore. We took an average of $15.46 per order. But overall, we were out for 6.65 hours. And we were at $18.60 an hour, actually. So we lost money on on a big amount of that money that we were making on active time because we were only active 50% of the time. So really bad day on that regard. We waited an average of 25 minutes for an order, so it was very slow. And I did break the drought. We did get one large order today. It was really nice, $41. But just tough times out here overall. It's tough to find good orders, even on all the apps, even multi-apping in my market. This is the story. Now, I didn't go out. I didn't get started until what was it? 4 o'clock. Okay. So, if I would have started at say 8 a.m. this morning, I would have been between $200 to $300. I mean, and that, no problem, because I would have had Spark in the morning and I would have had breakfast orders and I would have made at least $50 during that time. And then lunch would have come in and I'd have made another 50 to 60 at lunch. And then we'd be sitting at probably 220 right now. But it requires you to work the whole day. Is that a life you really want? Not, I mean, and again, in my life, it's not possible. I was able to go out this morning. I went out when I was able to go out. Now, there was a time when I would have very easily popped off $200. Now, and there are still some days, it just depends on what's going on. It depends on the orders that Spark is sending my way. It depends on whether or not I'm getting decent DoorDash orders. And it's certainly with 25-minute waits, it's very difficult to produce $200 in 6 hours when you're waiting 25 minutes on an order. But there are some days you got to do that. And you've got to show respect for your vehicle. You've got to show respect for your business and not go out and just say, I'm going to go out and drive. Like I said, I drove at, I never told you all that. I drove at $1.39 a mile. That was my net. That was my end of day. That was after the dead miles and everything that was going in. So I accepted a 202. 139 was my end result. At the end of the day, I made, as I said, 123.69 after I set aside money for taxes of $24.43, car maintenance fund of $89, and actual gas cost of $6.46. I walked away with $83.90, or about 67.83% of what I made. So again, I would love to have had more money. And it's frustrating when you go out, but it's also clear to understand too that I went out at 4 o'clock. I took a lunch break in there because I hadn't eaten lunch yet, because that's just the hectic nature of the day. I didn't have a lunch. I didn't have a breakfast. I didn't have any midday. Had I had all of that, I would have had the opportunity to make a lot more money. So the beginning of this day is it still worth it to do gig work? And the answer to that question is yes and no. Know what you're getting into. Understand what this is. This is a means to an end. This is a means to having other things. Like I mentioned earlier today when we were talking, you got to have, is this a primary way to earn money? Not for everybody, but there are some. Listen, the Drivens, I still think they're out there doing it. They both drive. They're raising a large family on it. So it's still possible. Yes. Would I recommend it but they're out in Colorado. They're out in a metro market. In a rural market like the one I live in, which has access to some metro markets you're going to have to drive. Do I recommend it? I think it would be a challenge. I think it would be a challenge. But, I know, the other thing is the whole idea originally at one point when I was getting into this, I had the idea, well, you have freedom and you don't have to work as much. That's where you're going to run into a wall, because you could do this. And there is an idea of freedom from the standpoint of you don't have a human boss. You can sit here, you can listen to podcasts and music, and you can just drift off for 2 hours in a parking lot of a restaurant. You go home and take a nap. You could go eat lunch whenever you want. There is an element of freedom within your day that you get to decide what you're doing, because the only person you're answering to is yourself. in the money that you're making. But if you're requiring this to pay your main bills, then you're going to have no choice but to be out. And right now, it's going to require you to be out longer than ever, in my opinion, to reach your goals. And is that really freedom in and of itself? It's freedom in the idea that you get to work all the time and you get to kind of decide how you want to work. And for some, that might work. But if you're trying to say, I want to work inside the traditional work day, and I'm going to go to handle my family and my kids and this and that, and then I'm going to try to make enough to cover everything that I need to cover traditional bills and pay my health insurance and car maintenance and have all of that and be prepared fully. I think it's a tough thing. But that's my 2 cents. So is it rational to still do this? Yeah, I'm going to say I'm neutral. For me, it is. But you got to answer that question on your own. And maybe this doesn't help anybody out there, but you got to answer that question on your own. And you got to be prepared, and you got to have your business. You got to approach this still with a very business-like approach. Anyways, with that said, guys, I'm ending this ride along, whatever you want to call it, this rational gig, day, right? Just give you a perspective on what we do and what a day of looks like. I'm going to do this more often. I'm going to try to put it together. Now I got to go edit this thing. So that'll be fun. I'm going to be editing it in my new software that I have, which I'm going to see how well it does. I'm going to send over what screenshots I have. I got to see what screenshots I retain, because again, this whole Maxymo thing, I'm having to take screenshots again. I'm used to having them automatically take. I've got my Grubhubs. I don't have my Uber screenshots. So anything on Uber is probably not popping in. I've got most of the DoorDash because driver utility helper is still doing it. But if I got to go back to taking manual screenshots, I'm probably just going to, unfortunately, get rid of the subscription side on these apps until they can get them back functioning, because that's pretty much what I'm paying for, is to get the screenshotting ability, and I like that. But if Uber's going to block it, whatever, it is what it is. I think it's it does help with driver safety to have these apps, but if you got to go back and do it, get a Samsung phone. Samsung phones, I need to do more videos on them. They are amazing devices for gig work. That's all I'll say. Anyways, until we talk again, guys, thank you for riding along with me today. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up if you made it to the end. Give me some thoughts, comments. Let me know how things are going with you out there, and I'll do the same. We're going to do a live soon. We're going to do a Rational Gig Hour live, or maybe it'll be a few hours. But we're going to go live, and I'm just going to sit there, and I'm just going to talk to you from inside the studio. As I mentioned, I have another channel that I'm doing a lot with. And if you find out what it is and you can find me, come over and say hi. I'm not giving it away, though. You may have even seen some logos about it. I've dropped some hints, but I've got my traditional Rational Geek Driver hat on today. Not giving it away in this video. But you find out, you see it. It's actually pretty big. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. We'll go from there, guys. Till we talk again, stay rational, make money, be safe, and keep dashing. Talk to you soon.